Hey guys, welcome back to Bucky's Customs. Hey, most of you know that I make videos for the long mill, this benchtop CNC that you can see right here. And I make a lot of projects that I give away. All I have is a YouTube channel. I don't retail product. I make products for videos and I give them away as gifts. And believe me, I have enough family to do that with, and I really enjoy doing that. It gives me great satisfaction to make something in this shop and give them away. And I know there's a lot of you out there that feel that way. That's why we become woodworkers a lot of times, so that we can, make things for other people. It gives us really a very cool sense of pride when we can do something like that, and it puts value on that piece. It's not just a tie or a pair of pants. It's something that someone put a lot of thought into. What I want to get to here is I was looking on the resources page for CNC.com and I saw one of the builds, a guy named Joseph, some pictures of their table, and I kind of liked his version of where he decided to put it. Apparently he has a small shop as well, and I kind of like what he did there. So I think I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing. Most of you know that I always say it whenever I'm not cutting something on my long mill, I'm using it as a workspace. And with a small shop like I have, it gets used as a workspace a lot. So what I thought I would do is, if you've watched the videos, you know this mill's on wheels now, so that I can push it around. But what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take the long mill and put it underneath the table. But I'm going to put it on a drawer so that I can pull it out, access it, clean it, push it back in. Second thing I'm going to do is now that I have the Sienci Labs long mill laser, I'm going to enclose it and put some smoke evacuation fan somehow. I got some ideas there, and I'll share them with you when I do the build, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So I know this has been a long introduction to this video, but I promise you I will show you more detail, and I will also include a set of plans so that if you want to build the same kind of table, this set of plans will help you, and I'll put that in a link for that in the description below. Let's get started with this build. Stay with us. Well, I guess that did not go as planned. Things changed midstream. I had all that started, and really what I got done was the base for the drawer. Now, now I've got two mills that I need to find a place for. And I had room for one, but now it's going to be bigger. So wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. Took me some time to think through that and figure it out. But as you know by my last video, I gave you a preview of what I had created, gave you a review of what I had gone through, and this particular video is the actual build video of that table right there. So if you want to learn how to build it and you want to do one of your own just like this, or do some modifications, stay with us and watch it all the way through. Let's get with the build. A couple of things I got to do here. I used 4x4s for the main posts to give it some sturdiness there, and I put some Y bracing on here. I want to leave all this here and utilize it in a nice, finished off look. Everything is kind of rough now, and I leave things like that until I get the idea of how I really want it to be, and then I finish it off. And a lot of times when you get a new tool like the long mill, you're not really sure what you want to do with it or how you want to place it or any of that. So it's a good thing just to do a temporary thing, kind of permanent but mostly temporary, so that as you go on, you can nest a little bit like I do. I tend to nest a lot. A lot of, I mean, if you watch the videos, there's a lot of stuff changes in here for the better, and I think eventually I'll have it done, but probably not. So I've ordered 36-inch draw slides. So I'm going to put some connectors between the legs, and I'm going to go all the way around so that I can stiffen the bottom of this up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the platform, probably out of 2x4s, and I think I'm going to go 12-inch on center at the minimum, because I really want this to be strong and secure. And I'll cover it with a piece of MDF, and then we'll take the long mill and put it right on top of that. So what I got to do is get dimensions for here and there, and then we'll start installing the bracework for it. Now, I've done one piece both sides, 2 on each end. Reason for that, it's vertical, and I have 4x4 legs, so we're going to go vertical with this piece between the front and the back leg on the inside of the leg, like towards the middle, and make this flush with the post, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the draw slide here. I need this to be good and sturdy, so that's why I did both sides. This is going to sit on top of this, and then I'm going to screw these two pieces together. I'll do about every 6 inches. Make this good and strong like an I-beam. I want to build this up, want to make it stronger, and this is how we're going to do it. I got this one side in. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, even though I knew this one, which was a treated post, it twisted. And I think that one in the front on the other side has done the same thing. So I cranked it around with the clamps, as you saw, and got it as tight as I could. It's actually straightened this side out pretty good. I might have to take my plane and shave this a little bit, but for the most part, I think we're good to go there. We'll assemble the other side and put that on as well. Phase 1 is done of that. That was kind of a pain in the to be very honest with you. I will never use treated posts again, but it's what I had, and you know, now that I've put the braces on the legs, I think they'll stay that way. Now we need to go to the crossways, front side to side and back side to side. Wasn't going to do all this, but the more I got into it, the more I thought it was a good idea to do. So we are going to extend this table on this side to be just the top. I'll put a couple braces down just to hold this end, but we're going to do that to 64 inches out to out. Looks like it's 43 front to back from the outside of the brackets. So we need to go a little bit more because the motors hang off. So, but at least 43 front to back, and right now I have 46. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scab this in here, get this filled in, put a brace across here. And then I'm going to come across out here with a cantilever of, let's see, I've got to be 64, so we're going to need about a 10-inch cantilever, which really isn't going to be a whole heck of a lot. So the cantilever is built, but unfortunately I failed to hit record, so I got no footage of that. Here's a nice picture for you to pause at. Okay, I got my plywood cut. I just have it tacked with a nail on opposite corners. I'm going to mark this out and screw it to my table joists, you would call it, I guess. What I did was I cut a bunch of shorter pieces, 2x4s, and I put them on my joiner and got a flat side. And then I sistered my joists with those 2x4s on a level and screwed them in and made this pretty flat. Now what I'm going to do is mark out all the screws, and we're going to screw this thing down. Should go pretty easy. We'll get after it, and we'll go from there. Okay, I better explain what sistering is because I did not include that in the plans. So, what sistering is just putting another board next to an existing board, and there's several reasons why we do that. The most common reason is to make it straight and level a floor or something similar to that. And in this case, we're just making our tabletop as straight as we can get it. And I did that simply by joining the edge of a 2x4, and then I screwed it to the side of the existing joist. And I used a 6-foot level across the whole table in order to do that. Of course, I had to level the outside boards to each other before this could work, and I didn't show that in the video. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm assembling the drawer platform, and I went ahead and jointed all these edges just to make sure that everything was flat ahead of time. I did not do this in the original build of the table, so that's why I had to use the method of sistering in order to get it flat. I've got the lower shelf built, and you can see that here. I've got to cut a piece of plywood for it. I'm going to, I think, as you can see, it's on hinges. Now, it's a little tight right now, but as soon as I put this plywood on it, it will stiffen it up I'm looking forward to putting that MK2 on a drawer. That'll be kind of cool. What do you think? We'll get this trimmed out and we'll get the, let's cut the plywood for the top and get that screwed down. And let's get this thing finished. I want to start making things. The table, as you know, is finally done, and I'm pretty happy with it. And you know, thinking it through took a little over a year to do. And when I finally decided that I wanted to finish it, Sienci Labs was kind enough to offer me the 48-inch extension, and they were nice enough as well to offer me an MK2, and from the bottom of my heart I really appreciate that. It put me into a situation where I needed to expand the tabletop. One of them was going to be 48 inches wide, the other was going to be 30. You know how I went here. I really couldn't be happier with the way it's laid out. I thought initially that I was going to go with the laser under here with that particular mill. I even thought about putting the 48-inch extension on the MK2, but because Andy asked me to do a comparison, he advised me to do the extension on the MK1, and I will start producing videos on the comparison. I have made a couple with the 48-inch. You saw one not too long ago, a Last Supper relief carve. And you know, I jumped right into a relief carve, not really knowing if I had made any errors or whatever, and you know, I really didn't. So it came out perfect to me, and I think this table came out pretty good as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I appreciate that you did very much. Make sure that you check out the description below and get that set of plans if you're interested in building this table. It's not too complicated, and I also put links in for the draw slides and, you know, a couple other things that I used in this build. So make sure you check them out. Also, I do have another video coming out very soon of this teardown and build of this extension mod. I get pretty detailed in it, and it's pretty long. I want to get every bit of information in this video as I can, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming up in the next month. I hope that that helps you when you get your extension. So I really appreciate everybody watching. If you like the video, you know, give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind. So that's how we make a living here. That's how I make a living in my shop. That's how I pay for a lot of stuff that I do in this shop, is by making videos, because as I said, I don't have a retail business. So as long as I can keep doing that and my channel is growing, I'm going to keep making videos. So appreciate it very much again. As I said, thank you everyone for watching. Be safe out there.